Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa khabar? My name is Aqilah Hani binti Abdul Halim.
My name is Fitriyah binti Ahmad Suhaimi.
My name is Ainul Fatihah Binti Abdul.
My name is Fatin Syafikah Nabila binti Fadzli Sham.
And I, Tihani Syaza binti Abdullah.
Let's start with the background of Indonesia. Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia and Oceania between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. It consists of more than 17,000 islands. Indonesia is the world's largest island country and 40th largest country by land area. With over 267 million people, it is the world's fourth most populous country, as well as the most populous Muslim majority country. The capital city of Indonesia is Jakarta. Jakarta is also known as the largest city of Indonesia. It is the center of economy, culture and politics of Indonesia. The official language of Indonesia is Indonesian. Indonesia is the fourth most populous nation in the world. Of its large population, the majority speak Indonesian, making it one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. There are over 300 ethnic groups in Indonesia. Javanese is the largest group with 100 million people. The climate of Indonesia is determined partly by its island structure, which assure high even temperatures. In addition, its location between the two landmasses of Asia and Australia exposes it to seasonal patterns of precipitation brought by monsoon winds.
Next, I will explain about economic condition. There are 5 macroeconomic objectives that we have learned. First, full employment. Second, price stability. Third, economic growth. Fourth, equilibrium in international trade. And last, the equitable distribution of income. Does Indonesia achieve all of these objectives? I will explain 2 of these objectives to you guys. First, about the equilibrium in international trade. Before 2018, Indonesian goods in imports of mineral fuels and oil, machinery and computers, and export of thermal coal in power station. Moreover, the major customers of Indonesia are India and China. But in 2018, Indonesia recorded a trade deficit of USD 8.4 billion due to the rapid rise of import and slowdown in exports of goods. So, Indonesia make a bilateral and multilateral trade agreement within 5 years to overcome this problem. Next, for the equitable distribution of income, start from 2016, the gap between rich and poor has grown faster in Indonesia. It is because the tax system failed to play its necessary role in distribution of wealth. Indonesia just charged the same price of debt for the higher and lower income. To avoid the social instability could increase, President Joko will take this problem as a top priority for his government. So, Indonesia does not achieve the 2 of these objectives yet.
And now we proceed to the inflation of Indonesia from 2008 until 2018. Did you know what inflation is? Inflation can be defined as a continuous increase in general price level known as GPL of goods and services in the economy over a period of time. Inflation also can affect the cost of living of the country people as the price of goods and services will be rise up, such as the price of goods and services won't be the same as the day before. Next, we proceed to the highest inflation of Indonesia. According to the heritage.org website, it was stated that Indonesia's economy has been climbing steadily higher in the ranks of the moderately free since 2017. GDP growth has moved up sharply as well during the past 5 years. However, in 2008, the highest rate of inflation, which is 18.14%, has been recorded based on the graph retrieved from World Bank data. The inflation rate spiked up is because of the global financial crisis occurred, which caused by the United States during 2007. Unfortunately, Indonesia has been affected badly as a developing country at the meantime. The impact hit badly at the end of 2008, which caused by the exports and exchange rates drop. During that year, the money supply and the exchange rate of the rupiah significantly affect the rate of inflation. This has caused push inflation during that year. This is because consumer price and price of production rises, which has resulted in low purchasing power and economic growth for the people of Indonesia at that time. The significant drop of Indonesia's currency had affected many sectors within the country, such as unemployment, unpayable foreign debts, and poverty in rural areas. And next, we proceed to the lowest inflation of Indonesia. In the year of 2016, the rate of inflation is 2.43%, which is the lowest during the 10 years period. This is because governments controlled prices relatively stable. According to the Central Statistic Agency, Indonesian Chief Economics Minister said low inflation in 2016 was primarily caused by lower administered price growth as well as controlled food prices. According to the web article on the Jakarta Post, stability also occurred in both of the current account deficit and exchange rate, which is one of the main contributions to low inflation rate. Indonesia Web Investment web article states that during that year, food inflation in Indonesia was actually unconventionally low due to central government's price stabilizations and sea-toll program. This program may have reduced various commodity prices in the eastern region of Indonesia by up to 3.49%. The government also allowed beef imports and put ceiling prices for chicken meat. Combined, the government did a great job to safeguard stable food prices in 2016. In December, the water, electricity, and gas prices only raised by 1.9%. Moreover, the clothing and health prices increased at 3.05% and 3.92%. However, the transportation, communication, and financial services costs decreased by 0.72%. This has caused the consumer prices to be relatively stable during the year, which leads to lower inflation rates that resulted to stable purchasing power and economic growth of the people in Indonesia. All the data showed that during that year, the inflation rate was low due to the stable in the government-controlled prices.
I would like to present about unemployment rates problem and the effect of the Indonesia between 2008 until 2018. According to the graph from the World Bank data, it shows that the rate generally increased starting 2008, but went downward year by year after that. As you can see, Indonesia's success to manage their unemployment problem. Based on the graph, the highest percentage of unemployment problem, which is 2008 with 12.4%. However, in 2008, unemployment and inflation, both of them, the rates were highest. This affected the trade percent of Indonesia. This is because Indonesia will badly struggle of export and exchange money supply rupiah that will cause global financial crisis. Indonesia had a difficulty of domestic currency that were increased and limited that will make the price of gold and market budget stability were disrupted. Moreover, during 2017, Indonesia were recorded the lowest unemployment rate with 4.3% among other years. That government success to provide more job to people and stabilize back their economic, social, and political contributions. Next, I would like to tell the effect happened across the unemployment problem towards Indonesia. In 2008, Indonesia were tumble with demand export market that affected the retail sales such as clothing, information and communication equipment, culture and recreationals, fuel, food and beverage, and home appliance. This increasing the wage and financial rates in Indonesia. It is also the employer need to reduce more workers to cut off the expenses. Then happen that the employee become unemployed. That increased unemployment rates. Next, in 2017, Indonesia will manage to decrease their unemployment rates until 4.3%. It is because development of urban areas widens the population and jobs grew that provided a lot of chances for the job seekers. It is also helped the country gain more economic and investment. Indonesia also acknowledge of modernization that helps government maintain the stability of economy that helps decrease unemployment rates year by year. So that's all for me. Thank you.
We can conclude that inflation and unemployment are the most critical issues in many countries. Unemployment is commonly used as a measure of the health of the economy. High unemployment is evidence of the economic hardship, but a very low unemployment rate may indicate as an overhead economy. So, in the other hand, low levels of inflation can lead to a lower economic growth rate, poverty, increasing high employment, especially and gradually leading to a recession. So, in the second half of 2000, in the center of the struggle to strengthen the microeconomic performance, financial management faced a series of challenges related to the GFC, which is Global Financial Crisis in 2008, because that year is the highest inflation rate in Indonesia. Based on the economic data, this is not only affect financial system and microeconomic development in the region, but also shows how monetary policy should be implemented in this situation. Indonesia government issued a monetary policy which is discount rate policy. The government lowered the central bank interest rate and use this opportunity to regulate the amount of money in circulation. With the interest rate going down, it will increase the consumption and investment so that the aggregate output will rise. Besides, in order to decrease unemployment, Indonesia government issued a fiscal policy which include decreasing the tax and increasing government expenditure. On the other hand, increasing aggregate demand and the rate of economic growth are efficient ways to lead to the decreasing unemployment. Lastly, it shows that government policies to decreasing unemployment rate and inflation rate have been running well in Indonesia. Thank you.